Hello, this is the universe talking. You got Kid Lips,
and your boy Groovies.
We are in the new Applique workshop just inside downtown Los Angeles, south of DTLA. And we're going to talk to you today about a very important subject that everyone needs to think about when they're getting into print, and that is
how to get the colors you want in your print job. And I'd say this is maybe more of like an intermediate / advanced topic. You can definitely get good prints without diving into color matching.
Okay.
But as soon as you want to get really specific around your colors, you have a lot to think about. What is color matching? Hit it.
Well, essentially when you're coming up with a design, or you might have a logo already, oftentimes there's colors intended that you want to use. And maybe it's all digital artwork that you've been working through, maybe it's a photograph, maybe it's a logo that you drew by hand. Whatever it is, you usually have a color in mind, and you're like, this is the color that's for my brand, or this is the color that I want to see for this product. But sometimes, I'd say more often than not, when you go to print, the color that comes out is very different. And there's a number of reasons for that. But color matching is the art of learning how to get the color you want on the product that you are designing. So it's really about transferring from computers usually to a physical item and understanding the limitations and opportunities of the different processes.
Great. So I guess the nature of the problem is really that RGB is basically what all of your display devices, like if you're working on your Mac or you're looking at your iPhone or
Red,
you're looking
green,
at your PC, all those things are in RGB. When you go to get a product printed digitally, it's going to be in CMYK. It's a different
Cyan, yellow, magenta,
black.
K, black. Okay.
At the end of black.
There it is.
And so, yeah, it's a different color space. Not every color that you see on your monitor can be printed. And there's a lot of software that matches those things up as best as possible, but as best as possible is not exact in every case. So you might end up with colors that you're not expecting.
Absolutely. And it's important to keep in mind, every print process uses a different printer, right? So you're digitally printing a piece of paper, a business card, a sticker, a t-shirt. All those are different devices, and they all have different print settings. So a blue on one will be totally different from a blue on another.
Yeah.
And it's important for you to work with your printers and understand that so that they can help you identify, well, here are the settings you can set up in your print program to get as close as possible, or here's a print of the blues I can offer, and you choose the one you want. Or, maybe you're trying to match a Pantone. Here's a Pantone book.
Well, you totally jumped the gun.
Oh, sorry.
I think we jumped into how to get the colors that you want, which is what this video is about. He's on topic for once, guys.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get there.
So, I'm trying to get there too. Alright, so let's go through the things that you can do on your end to make sure you get the colors you want.
Thank you.
First and foremost, what do you think?
Transfer your files to CMYK if they're not already. So maybe you're using Photoshop or another digital tool, Illustrator, whatever it is. There's also some free tools online. We can post links down below. Basically take your artwork, make sure it's CMYK if you're going to be digitally printing, so that you can see generally the color scheme that you're going to be working with. That's one thing.
That's great, yeah. Transfer your file from RGB to CMYK and see what it looks like.
Yeah.
See if there's perceptible color differences there. And if there are, correct them before you take it to print.
Yeah.
Another great one is get a sample product. If you're gonna make 50, 100, 1,000 things,
Always.
get one first.
Always.
And print that file, print it on the thing that you're actually gonna print, the right color, don't change the base color or anything like that. Same material, and see what it physically turns out with. It's a little bit more expensive than just transferring your file from RGB to CMYK, but it's much cheaper than getting a bunch of product that you didn't expect.
Absolutely. Also, communication. Communication is always important in this process. So communicate to your printer, whoever's handling the job. These are my expectations around color. This is what I'm trying to achieve. Be flexible, because they won't always be able to match it perfectly, but they might be able to say, here are the colors I can get. Which one do you want? Or let's do a sample. I can help you with that. Whatever they're going to be able to do to get you close to what you're looking for, they'll work on it. And so that's important, getting communication lines open with your artist and your printer.
Yeah, and you've actually also just touched on the next one, which is print a color sheet.
There you go.
If you're going to be working with Sublimation printing, right? Print a color sheet, like what are the available colors that I get? And look, we've labeled each one with a specific color code from RGB, and then this is what you get when you print it. And having this physical product lets you see exactly what that color will print like, and that gives you a lot of predictability. You can also print get a bunch of colors on there and use this as a reference guide for all of your designs going forward. They're pretty cheap to create, just a test print. Make sure if you're very precise to print one on every type of material that you're going to be doing your final prints on.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is really about educating yourself in graphic design, and how to become a great designer requires a knowledge of the hardware, the tools involved, and having these physical reference points so that you can line things up. The Pantone book is another physical reference point, as I was talking about. So, you know, this is classic color guide, Pantone, often more used for screen printing than digital because these are RGB, I believe, these colors, but it's...
They're Pantone.
They're Pantone. They're their own. And so you can recommend a Pantone color. You can try to go with that. You know, you can identify that. Often printers will have this, even if they're working with digital machines. But usually, when you're working in the digital space, you got to be sensitive to the fact that even different monitors will vary. So a blue is not the same blue on the same computer, you know, everywhere you look.
Pantone's important. It's just a standard that basically says, like, everyone has the same color book. They're all printed the exact same. So this blue that you're trying to create, your screen printer likely has a formula to create this exact blue. So again, it's just a really good reference point. In order for you to communicate this precise color to your printer, you'll also want to have the Pantone, you know, match color picker. This is the Plus series Pantone.
Yeah.
And we'll give you a link to where you can buy some of these tools as well.
For sure. And if you go online and you look, here's my Pantone color, and you're looking at a computer screen, realize that's actually not necessarily what it's going to be, because a computer screen distorts color. So you go to a big Best Buy, right, and you're looking at 50 TVs, and you'll notice they're all playing the same thing, and yet all of them look kind of different. That's because the LCD projections and the screens that we have aren't calibrated the same way everywhere. So be aware of that. Your screen is not always telling you the truth that your print will tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? What else?
I think we just want to hear from you guys. Have you guys had any problems with color matching horror stories? What steps do you guys take to prepare your artwork files to make sure you get the colors you want? Or is this just totally new and blowing your mind right now, something you've never thought about? Let us know. We want to hear from you.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a green, maybe a grass patch. That'll be that.
Cut that part out, Kyle.
Or don't.
Or don't.
Subscribe,
Like,
comment, be here with us. We're here with you. Have a beautiful day. Thank you. Adios.
Thanks so much for making it to the end of that video. As a special bonus for making it this far, we want to tell you the true story about why it is we're making this video. In fact, I don't want to tell it. I want to ask Ethan, why do we make a video about color matching?
Well, we had a little situation where a customer ordered 50 pieces with a custom pocket and a print on the back. And it was a digital print, it had a ton of colors, and we made the pockets that came out beautiful. They were super vibrant and bright. We sent the shirts off to print, and when we printed them, the prints came out a little bit darker than the pockets. They weren't as vibrant and popping. And we were trying to understand what happened, what went wrong here. And really, we didn't do anything wrong. We took the file that we were sent, we printed it the way we should have printed it, but the calibration of the printers for the pockets and the printer for the shirt was different, the material was different, and the process was completely different. And so inevitably, we're gonna have some variation there. Unfortunately, the customer wasn't happy with that. We had to work with them to take the shirts back. But really, we want to get ahead of this issue and let our customers know, and anyone else who's concerned about color matching, some of the common challenges that come up and how they can potentially avoid that in the future. So beware, what you're sending to print might not be what you get, and the more that you can educate yourself and communicate, the better.
Cool. Thanks for sharing the truth behind the truth behind the truth.
There it is.